Hi guys, Rob from Rob's Model Cars and welcome back to the channel. Now I'm back again today with another brand new model review, and this is the eagerly anticipated AUTOart Lamborghini Centenario. Now for those that follow the channel, you know that I have both of the MR Collection high-end resin versions, both the Coupe and the Roadster. So I was very interested to see how this new AUTOart Centenario stacks up against those high-end resins. Now this particular model retails on AUTOart's website for $230 US, although I paid a little bit cheaper than that and I bought this through New Ace in Hong Kong. Now I did order this one in the Giallo Orion, which is the metallic yellow, as I already have the full carbon fibre bodied MR version. So let's start the review. It just comes in this standard cardboard box now. AUTOart no longer do Signature Series models. The only Signature Series models that are being released now are re-releases of older models. So no Signature Series anymore. So yeah, pretty much just a plain bluish black box with AUTOart written on it. If we open the box up, the model does come in a foam shell. You do have a little instruction leaflet on the top which shows you how to open the doors. In the top of the box is the engine cover, which you see there, separate little piece, and you do also get your little AUTOart opening key to open the doors. This is tape sealed shut. I've cut the tape and the model is mounted onto the foam base, screwed from underneath. So this is the new AUTOart Lamborghini Centenario. We'll get this out, unscrew it, put it on the turntable, and we'll have a closer look and see what the quality is like of this composite series AUTOart Lamborghini Centenario. Okay, so here she is, the AUTOart Lamborghini Centenario in Giallo Orion, or metallic yellow. Now, first impressions of the model, it presents pretty well. The proportions look right, the stance looks good. There's been some improvements in the carbon fibre details on this newer AUTOart model, but it's only when we delve deeper into the review that you'll see it does have some flaws, that is compared to the high-end resin models anyway. Now this is a composite model, basically a plastic model, but it is fully opening, and I'll show you that in a minute. So let's start with the paintwork first. Now, it probably looks pretty good on camera, but in certain aspects when I have a look at it, the paint seems a little bit thin on some of the edges, and you just don't have that consistency all over. I mean, overall it's pretty good, but there are a couple little areas where it just doesn't look the same consistent yellow. Now this is something you don't see on the high-end resin models. These composite models being fully opening, all the different parts are painted separately and then the model is put together. So I guess that is some of the reason why you do get some of the irregularities in the paint colour. It is glossy, but it's not super glossy either. So a little bit disappointed with the paint finish on this model. I think it could have been a lot better, and considering that this model is $230 US, which for us Australians is up around $350, it's getting a lot closer price-wise compared to a resin model, and you're just not getting that same level of paint finish. So yeah, overall, it's reasonably good, but I expected a lot better with the paint finish. Now, while we're talking about the exterior finish, we'll talk about the carbon fibre. Now, for a long time, AUTOart has never been able to do gloss carbon fibre. They use a process called tampo printing for the carbon fibre, and it's always been a very matte finish, not very glossy. Now, we'll see what the AUTOart full carbon fibre version is going to look like, but the roof of this model gives you probably a good idea that it is more glossy now, the carbon fibre. But the problem is that on the Centenario, The roof is actually satin carbon fibre. It doesn't have any gloss to it at all. Same as the engine cover that you see here. The real car is matte or satin carbon fibre, and the whole rear diffuser is satin carbon fibre as well. Now this is something that MR Collection on their resin version did properly. The whole car was gloss carbon except for the roof, the engine lid and the rear diffuser. So although I admire AUTOart's attempts to get their new carbon fibre pattern glossy, this vehicle should not have gloss carbon fibre on it. So that is a major fail in my opinion, and for a lot of people that's not going to detract too much, but for me, when this is going to be sitting close to my MR Collection Centenarios, it's just incorrect to have gloss carbon fibre on the roof, the engine lid and the rear diffuser. So as far as the exterior of the model, little bit disappointed with the paint finish, the consistency of colour on the paint finish, and as I just talked about, the gloss carbon fibre. So let's talk about the other details of the model. Usually AUTOart models have photo etch mesh. There is no mesh in the front of this Centenario. That's just the design of the car. My MR doesn't have mesh in there either. There is a little bit of mesh in behind the side intakes, and there's a tiny little bit up the top of the rear as well that has mesh, but the rest of it, the model is pretty much open, so no real mesh to speak of. Now, it does have a nice photo-etched Lamborghini badge on the nose of the car, which is pretty cool. You've just got a tampo printed carbon fibre pattern inside this front splitter area, which is nice. And let's talk about the headlights. The headlights really average, to be honest. I expected a lot better for this price point of model. I would borderline say that they're quite poor in reality. The headlights, they look like a toy. They just do not look realistic at all. We do have just some plastic windscreen wipers on here. Do have nice clear plastics used for the windows, which is nice. The mirrors are carbon fibre. Now these are either decal or tampo printed as well. And again, they're gloss carbon fibre. You do have nice little photo etched Lamborghini crests on the side fenders there, which is nice. You've got your little Lamborghini model badges there. And as I say, no photo etch mesh in the side vents, but you do have all these little louvers, and these are all in carbon fibre as well, either decals or tampo printed. Now, the side skirts have the matching colour on there. It is tampo printed, this little carbon fibre strip through here, but the underside of the sill is just textured plastic. Not that you're really going to see that area of the model. Now the rear of the model, the tail lights are just in a clear plastic. I'm not sure how much better they can make those look. They're okay. Something that was slightly incorrect on the MR model, these were actually made in red where they should be clear. So these are accurate clear. And then you've got this big rear diffuser, which is all tampo printed or decal carbon fibre gloss, which is quite nice. And yeah, you've just got this painted silver section in the middle with your exhaust tips, and obviously all the edges of the diffuser are painted in the same yellow to match. So yeah, overall it's pretty good. Nice little Lamborghini badge, and you've got the number plate Centenario. Now let's talk about the wheels. So I think AUTOart's done a really good job on the wheels. You do have the gloss carbon fibre overlay spokes on top of the silver wheel. You do have a nice little Lamborghini photo etch badge in the centre of the rims. Tyres are nice with the yellow striping and Pirelli lettering. Brake calipers look good, but the brake rotors, they look a bit plasticky to me, a little bit toy-like front and rear, so I think they could have done a better job on those, to be honest. So yeah, that's basically the exterior of the model. The underside, there's not a lot to see there. As I say, you can see the Tampo printed rear diffuser and the underside of the front splitter, which is all Tampo printed, but you've got the textured plastic for the carbon either side. And that's basically about it. Now the wheels do steer and they do roll, which is pretty much standard for AUTOart models. So yeah, that's basically the exterior of the model. So as I say, I think it presents really quite well. It'll look good when it's sitting on the shelf all opened up. But this particular model in yellow, it does have some color consistency issues. Definitely not as glossy as I thought it would be. Good effort on the carbon fiber, but unfortunately on this particular model, it should be satin, not gloss. So there's some hits and misses here from AUTOart on this model. Now this does come in several other colours. Blue Cephas, which is a baby blue colour, that's already been released. There's a Rosso Efesto, which is a metallic red, and it's also been released in white. The next one after this yellow, I believe, is the full carbon fibre version. Only time will tell what that model looks like, but I won't be buying that one. As I say, I already have the MR Collection resin version. Now let's get to the good parts of the model. It is a fully opening model, so the front hood does open up. It's a very tight panel line. It does have AUTOart's little double articulated hinge arms, and whether you can see that, you can actually see these vents through here are open. And if we open that all the way up, there is a little bit of space in the trunk here, which is flock lined, and the sides are actually the air ducts that run up through and vent through the hood. So the operation of the hood is really quite good. It feels solid, it doesn't feel flimsy at all, and to close it down, it does need a little bit of a persuasion to clear the front hood. As you can see there, extremely tight panel gap there, so there's no way of getting something in there to pry the hood open. That's why I just open the hood by putting a finger in the scoop there. So that's pretty cool. The rear engine cover does come off. Now this is actually fitted with a couple of small magnets and a couple of locating pins, so that's really easy to fit on the model. And the engine bay is pretty good overall. It has about the same quality as all the other previous released AUTOart Aventadors. The only thing I think that really cheapens it is this cross brace. Now they've done this in a textured plastic to look like carbon fibre, and in my opinion it really lets the engine bay down. To have all those nice layers of detail in the engine and then put that really cheap looking moulded plastic cross brace, really disappointing. I mean, they've done all this Tampo printing on the rest of the model. To not do that on that brace is a big mistake, I believe, from AUTOart. It really just makes the engine bay look like a toy. So that is the engine compartment, and another nice feature is the rear wing. The rear wing also comes up on its little struts, and the operation of that is quite good as well. So it does tilt, it's down, and the air brake position. You've just got to be a little bit careful that when you close it, you close both sides at the same time. So that's actually quite nice. I like to have that little feature there. Obviously something the resins don't have. And it is all Tampo printed carbon fibre underneath where the wing sits as well. So that's quite a good feature. Now the other feature, the doors do open. So like all other AUTOart models, you've got a little handle here which you slide that forward. I'll try and do this with one hand. So you just slide that little handle forward and pull the door outwards, which is like all our other Aventador models. It is quite tight panel gaps on the doors, but it looks pretty cool with the doors open. So yeah, it is a fully opening model, which is nice. So you can sort of overlook some of the flaws at this stage. Now let's talk about the interior. Again, it's a heavy use of a dark grey plastic. All the dashboard, the seats, door trims are all in this dark grey, blackish colour. The door trims use some textured plastic carbon fibre on the doors, so all the top of the door trims, textured plastic. You do have a little flexible yellow door pull handle there, and you've got some yellow decals on the door trim as well. But yeah, just extensive use of the textured plastic carbon fibre look on the doors. Again, all the other parts of carbon fibre inside the model are textured plastic. Top of the instrument binnacle, and also, well, one nice note is the sill plates here. They are tampo printed carbon fibre as well. So we've got a real mix of tampo printed carbon fibre and textured plastic. The seats look pretty good. They do have that famous Centenario upholstery pattern up the middle of the seat, which is quite nice. It does have carpeting inside for the footwells, and it does have cloth seat belts too. Now the centre console has some good detail, all little switches, start button, knob, and the instrumentation sticker is okay as well. Again, we've got photo etch gear shift paddles. So yeah, that's basically the interior. Overall, it looks pretty realistic. This model is not at the same level as an MR resin, unfortunately, and the prices of these models are going up. So there's less and less gap between these composite plastic models and the high-end resin models. So if you really want a model that opens up, then go for the AUTOart. If you want a model that you're not really fussed that it opens up, but you want accuracy and you want quality of paint, carbon fibre, just higher levels of detail, you'll be more happy with the MR resin version. But as I say, overall, I think the fact that it all opens up and you can display it like this, that's why I bought it, to add to my collection of my MR Centenarios. Look, I think overall it's pretty good, but I don't think it's a $230 US model, to be honest. I'd be more comfortable around the $150 mark, but it just seems that AUTOart's prices are just slowly going up, and at the end of the day, they are plastic models, and from what I keep reading on Facebook, there's a lot of people that are having quality control issues with the models that they are buying. So I think that AUTOart definitely needs to lift their game up and start not cutting so many corners with these models, and make sure that they give us collectors what we really want, and that's good value for money and, you know, a quality model. But as I say, to you guys watching this review today, it looks really good. It's hard to see the flaws, but I just wanted to point those little issues out that I have with this one, and just give you guys an honest opinion of what I think of this model. Now I'm going to do a slight modification to this model. I saw a picture of a yellow Centenario with the Dianthus black SV wheels on it. I saw that picture on Lambo.com, or LamboCars.com, excuse me. And for any of those Lamborghini fans, definitely go and check out that website. There's some mad pictures of some crazy Lamborghinis on there. So I'm going to do a little modification to this Lamborghini. Keep an eye out for a video of that model. I'll post that on the channel as soon as I do the modification. But overall, that's pretty much going to be it for today's review of this AUTOart Lamborghini Centenario composite model. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do. Don't forget to smash that like button if you enjoyed this review and this video. Feel free also to share the video. And don't forget to follow me on social media as well. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, and I also have an eBay store. All the links to those pages are on the home page of this YouTube channel. So you can just click those links, it'll take you straight there, and you can see what's happening before I get a chance to film it for YouTube. So that's it for today's review. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this sheds a little bit more light on this brand new AUTOart model and what you are getting for your hard-earned money these days for these replica cars. And stay tuned, got plenty more model reviews on the way. But for now, I guess that's the end of this AUTOart review. So until next time, thanks for watching Rob's Model Cars.